Emily Henry is a fan of consistency. In what is commonly referred to as the EHCU, Emily Henry Cinematic Universe, a series of separate books that take place in the same world, her book Happy Place is the fourth entry, as she confirmed in a crossover short story called Layover. Happy Place has a lot to live up to after 3 volumes that were praised for their engaging cast of characters, intriguing backstories, and fulfilling romances. For lovers of Henry, Happy Place is nonetheless seductive, charming, and important while falling short of the outstanding performance of her earlier works. The characters of Happy Place are ex-fiancés Win and Harriet, a sharp-witted charmer who dances through life, and Harriet, a conflict-averse surgical resident. They both belong to a close group of friends who, for the past 10 years, have planned a yearly holiday to a modest cottage in Maine as a break from their regular lives. But this year, Harriet and Win haven't told their pals that they've split up, so they've had to spend a week lying through their teeth as they act like a couple to save their friends' feelings. Emily Henry became well known for writing books that blur the lines between contemporary fiction and romance. These works not only put a strong emphasis on the main romance but also develop complex, helpless female protagonists who the reader cannot help but identify with. Because personalities have to work for their happily ever after, her romances are rewarding. Before finding a loving companion, they must develop, recognize what has been impeding them, and adjust their behavior. January, the lead character in Beach Red, must deal with her sadness over her father's passing before she finds love with Gus, while Nora, the protagonist of Book Lovers, must give up her need to always be in charge before she finds love with Charlie. The romances in Henry's other books felt more deserving than the one between Harriet and Win, though. The chemistry between them did not have time to grow and develop because the story largely focused on the tensions of their shared past and false relationship. The witty banter between the protagonists in earlier Henry novels served to establish the tension and personalities, but the banter between Harriet and Win while they pretend to be happy together for their friends felt out of place. The happily ever after, while appealing, did not feel as deserved because their slow-burning relationship did not feel like it had to be earned. The non-chronological format of the book alternates between the present-day Maine cottage, with chapters headed Real Life, and flashbacks to Harriet's past, with chapters titled Happy Place and, as the story moves towards its conclusion, Dark Place. Henry uses this nonlinear structure successfully in People We Meet on Vacation, but Happy Place suffers from it because to its slower pacing. Although evident in the flashbacks, Harriet and Win's physical attraction and chemistry fall short of the breathtaking heights of Henry's earlier works. This might be due to the fact that she has to balance expanding Harriet's personal biography while also developing the ensemble cast's backstory and the history of the pair. The non-chronological format of the book alternates between the present-day Maine cottage, with chapters headed Real Life, and flashbacks to Harriet's past, with chapters titled Happy Place and, as the story moves towards its conclusion, Dark Place. Henry uses this nonlinear structure successfully in People We Meet on Vacation, but Happy Place suffers from it because to its slower pacing. Although evident in the flashbacks, Harriet and Win's physical attraction and chemistry fall short of the breathtaking heights of Henry's earlier works. This might be due to the fact that she has to balance expanding Harriet's personal biography while also developing the ensemble cast's backstory and the history of the pair. Despite her concerns, Henry's past 3 books showed her at her best in this area. Each female character was nuanced and had their own issues to resolve, and she does the right thing by Harriet as well. Henry goes into great depth about Harriet's personal background because she is a people pleaser, although, to be fair, this occurs largely in the final third of the book. She fervently thinks she can make others happy and that, with enough effort, she can acquire love through monetary success in a disinterested universe. Despite her flaws, Henry shows that Harriet is a kind person who is driven by her desire to make everybody around her happy. Harriet's character is completely developed and remains consistent with her actions. Harriet will be a character who readers will want to succeed, which makes her simple to support. Although Happy Place may not be Henry's best work, it is unquestionably a classic Emily Henry book, both heartwarming in its depiction of growing up and enjoyable in its unrelenting positivism. Fans of Henry should definitely read it, and even if they aren't familiar with her writing, they will find it to be an engaging book.